Hello, guys. Welcome to Everyone Needs Therapy, your new favorite mental health podcast, hosted by yours truly, Boms. As some of you may or may not know, I started off making content 10 years ago on Vine. I got to the point where I was feeling like I wasn't being the most authentic online since a very young age. Primary school, secondary school, I've struggled with my mental health. I was bullied in school and it definitely left me feeling worthless. It left me feeling bottom of the barrel. It left me feeling like I was down there with the cockroaches and the rats. Sometimes when you're going through certain things, you feel as though you're the only person going through it. Especially if you don't have friends or family that you can share it with. It's tough. Your girl's an only child. I don't have any close cousins. I don't have none of that. So it's very much lonely sometimes. It's been a huge, long journey trying to get to this place of loving myself. I mean, really only in the last 2 or 3 years have I really started to get to the point where I'm loving myself. I'm feeling more confident. When you start your self-love journey, it's a journey, honey. It's a journey. For me, it's been years. And I'm still working on these things and I'm still trying to get myself in the best place possible. The depression had me in a headlock before. It felt very inauthentic for me to be posting content, constantly smiling, constantly KKK, constantly happy, when that just wasn't my reality. I've been struggling with my depression since I would say, 12, 13. I just felt like I was getting to the point where I wasn't being real and I wasn't being myself and it was paining me. Obviously, I don't want to start telling my life story, sharing every personal thing that I go through, talking about every single down day, every time it happens, crying on camera. I didn't want to start doing all that, but I did want to find a way to incorporate mental health into my content. And I kind of feel like I went through a whole rebrand because if you scroll down on my Instagram, you will see it was just skits. When I was leading up to my 25th birthday, I had a quarter life crisis in the sense that I was just like, honey, we need to get it together. We need to get it together. We need to think about what we want to do with our life because we love making content, but there's something about it. I just wasn't able to fully stay consistent. And I had to dig deep, y'all. I had to dig deep and think about why that was. And I think I was really struggling with the whole concept of only showing one part of myself online, only showing the happy, I'm fine, everything good, everything cool side of myself, because that just wasn't my reality. I had a lot of down days. Since COVID, I've struggled a lot with anxiety and depression has been something that I struggled with for a long time. I just didn't feel like I could continue this facade. The end of 2021 is where I started thinking about my whole life and my whole existence. I was considering stopping making content altogether, but content is my babe. Content is my love. Content is the love of my life. Content will always be there for me. TikTok was the saving grace. I'm sure we all know that Instagram is a little bit of bad vibes. You're posting for people that you know, and a lot of people just watch. A lot of people just be shining their eye, but they're not interacting, they're not supporting. So sometimes it's really uncomfortable and not nice to post on Instagram because it feels like you're not getting support from your peers, from your friends, people you know. And it's not a nice feeling. 2022 was when I started amping it up. I started really posting on TikTok a lot more. I had one video that went phew. And from there on, it kind of just, it just spiraled from there. I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. For me, the most important thing was I was creating a community of positive people that just want to love, that just want to share love, and that just want to be happy, that just want to learn to love themselves and be happy in this life. It allowed me to post for the love of it again. I was posting for people that genuinely were excited to see my content, wanted to share it with people. So when I did have my down days, I would just take it and turn it into a positive. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how miserable I'm feeling. I'm going to share with you the positive things that I'm saying to myself to get myself in a better headspace. At the end of the day, we have to be our own biggest cheerleader in this life. We have to be, because there's not always going to be someone to call. There's not always going to be, someone around us. Sometimes it's lonely. Sometimes all we have is ourselves. And the only thing we're ever going to have in this life consistently is ourselves. So for me, it was so important to be transparent about how I feel in my day-to-day life and the real anxieties and the real depressions and that bad bees get anxiety too. I asked you guys for some questions, anything to do with the journey, anything to do with mental health. So we're going to dive into them. What are some good affirmations for self-confidence? Let me tell you how you can come up with some affirmations for yourself that are specific for what you need. So first thing you need to do is cut the negative self-talk. That's what you need to address first. Just simply stop yourself in your tracks. Stop that sentence. Let it go. Let it fly away in the wind. There were times where I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, look at you, look horrible. And when I noticed I was saying those things to myself, I said, come on, man. We've been through too much in this life for me to be bullying myself. We have overcome the bullies. We have overcome the toxic relationships. We have overcome the toxic friends. And now I'm bullying myself. No, we can't be doing this. Every time I heard myself say something negative, I simply would just stop. And then I was starting to get into the habit of not saying things anymore that were negative. Now, this is when we start with the positive affirmations. Let's say we're talking about physical appearance. Go to the mirror, pick out something that you like about yourself. It could be the shape of your eyes. It could be the color of your lips. It could be, your cheekbones. It could be anything, something small. It could be your ears. How cute the lobes are. Like, it could be anything. Your hair, your legs, your hands, like whatever it is. Pick out something. And every time you see those parts of yourself, be like, oh, I've got nice eyes, And start deep in it. If you don't have a journal, buy one. I want you every morning for 4 weeks minimum to write down at least 3 things that you like about yourself. You can find them. Trust me. A talent that you have. It could be something you've achieved at work. It could be, your relationship with someone. It could be the fact that your friend needed you yesterday and you supported them. It could be anything. And again, we're going to hone in on those things. Really deepen those good qualities that you have. Because honey, let me tell you, you have them. You have them. You just need to pay attention. Nobody dresses like you. Nobody talks like you. Nobody walks like you. Like, find even the smallest things about yourself and just hype yourself up, just gas yourself. Because let me tell you, at first you might not believe it, but you will start to get to that place where you're believing what you're saying to yourself. How long did it take you to get this confident? Okay, I will say that I've always had a very bubbly personality, but in terms of me feeling that self-love inside, I'll be honest, I'm not trying to scare you, but it has taken me at least 3 years to get to this place of self-love that I'm in right now. I don't want to set unrealistic expectations. I want to be honest with you about what the journey is like when you're facing your demons, trying to overcome your traumas and really working through those negative feelings that you have about yourself, about life, and, anything to do with what you've been through in the past. I was in an extremely toxic and unhealthy relationship that pushed my mental health issues to the edge. Things were so bad for me. It got to a point of life or death where it was like, I had to go to therapy. Otherwise, I didn't know how life was going to go after that. Guys, I promise you, therapy changed my life. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's easy to find a therapist that works for you, but I promise you, if you just stick it out and find that right person for you, find that right therapist that fits your needs, it can save your life. Once I started going through therapy, I finally had someone telling me and truly convincing me that what I was going through wasn't normal. And what I was experiencing is not something I deserved, despite that person convincing me that that is what I deserve. I really had to dig deep and take it all the way back to where the traumas really began and why I was in that place of feeling worthless and allowing somebody to treat me this way. If you want to love yourself and you want to heal fully, you have to dig deep. You have to get that shovel and you really have to go in there into the earth. The only way to get through it is to go through it. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You have to go through it. You have to go through the trauma to get through it. Let's say we're over here, right? And there's a stream in between us. But on the other side of the stream, the vegetation is beautiful. There's carrots and bananas, and there's rainbows, and there's animals and bunnies hopping around the place. And the only way to get to that place is to swim through this stream that's right in front of you. And the stream is looking rough. It's looking treacherous. But the life you can have when you get to the other side is worth going through that. Worth going through that tiring swim. Worth going through that treacherous walk through that water. That's what I would say the self-love journey is like. You really have to heal through your stuff. And let me tell you that it's not better to not go through all of that. Because it might sound scary to have to go through that treachery. But when you see yourself making those strides, when you see yourself thinking more positively, talking to yourself nicer, thinking nicer things about yourself, your life begins to reflect that. You then want to start getting up and washing your ass. You want to eat healthier. Like all these things come. When you're feeling depressed, people tell you you need to exercise, you should work out, you should eat healthy. Like, let's be honest. When you're in a place where you don't even know if you want to be alive, you're not caring about whether you're eating carrot sticks for breakfast or whether you're working out this afternoon. All those things come when you're really putting in the work to get to a better place. You can't just wake up one morning and be like, oh, I'm in the ghetto pits of hell, but I'm actually going to get up, wash my ass, brush my teeth, go for a walk, be productive. Like, it's just not realistic. You have to put in all these steps before that to get to that place. It's not a quick journey to do all of this healing, to really unpack all the traumas you've been through. It has taken me years to get to this place. I am so incredibly grateful to myself for putting in this work and going through all of that to get to where I am right now. I'm not where I want to be, and I don't think we'll ever be where we want to be because mental health is an endless journey that we have to keep working on. Self-love is something we have to keep, it's a plant. You got to keep watering it. Otherwise, it's going to die. So you have to keep watering that plant. It's the best thing you'll ever do for yourself because you'll get to that point where you know certain things you've experienced when you didn't love yourself, you will never experience again because you will never allow yourself to ever be treated in a certain way. And that's an amazing feeling, knowing that you've got your own back, knowing that you'll support yourself, knowing that you're equipped enough to support yourself and that you don't need anybody for that. You've got this. And trust me, it's not tough for the whole journey. The start of it is definitely tough, but it's tough in a good way. Like, it's tough in a way that you can see yourself improving. You can see yourself doing better. And it's the most amazing feeling. Thank you so much, my darlings, for taking the time to watch this, listen to this. We've got so much more content to come. We all have mental health struggles, and that's okay. We're not alone with it, and we should feel comfortable to talk to each other about these things. If you're listening to this on a streaming platform, follow. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you can get the ding ding when we post. So there we go. Everyone needs therapy. It's a fact. Have a great day, my darling, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.